is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Gubernatorial candidates in Illinois make a campaign stop at WIU. Coming up, why Democrat Daniel Biss says Illinois' tax system needs to be fixed.
The Western Illinois women's basketball team recognized its accomplishments from last season's Southern League tournament run, highlights from the ring ceremony, and banner unveiling later on in sports.
Leaves are falling and the sweater weather is upon us. Storm Team 3 has more of your weekly fall forecast ahead.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
The Illinois governor's race is underway. Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. I'm Danny Fry.
And I'm Jennifer Holloman. Although voters won't be casting ballots until late March, candidates are making their way across the state. One set of candidates stopped by WIU last week, eager to share their message with students and staff. News 3's Devin Brooks spoke with the candidates and is here with more.
Danny and Jennifer, that's right. Democratic State Senator Daniel Biss and House Representative Latisa Wallace say their main focus is fixing the tax system, funding higher education, and strengthening human services. They were invited by the WIU NAACP chapter to speak to the campus community about their decision to run in the governor's race.
Illinois needs a progressive governor. Illinois needs a governor who understands what a middle-class life is. Illinois needs an organizer as a governor. And let's have someone with experience. I'm that candidate.
Biss, senator of Illinois' 9th District in Evanston, and Biss's running mate Wallace is the representative of Rockford in the 67th District. Representative Wallace is an alumni of Western Illinois University, and she says their ticket stands out because they are not billionaires and insiders like their challengers.
I believe that they should be voting for this ticket because we're people who understand the challenges that they face on a daily basis. We're not millionaires and billionaires coming to tell you how to run your life. We want to build a coalition, and we want people to work with us so that we can build a really excellent administration.
Senator Biss says he wants to fix the tax system for the middle class in schools and increase taxes for the rich.
We've got a broken tax system in the state of Illinois, a tax system that is written for millionaires and billionaires by millionaires and billionaires. When I'm governor, that's what we're going to do. We're going to fight for a fair tax system, free college tuition, and properly funded schools.
Representative Wallace says she plans to focus on funding higher education and human services to keep students at state universities in Illinois.
We have to make sure that our students don't leave the state of Illinois once they graduate. And I think one way of doing that is strengthening their experience at the university level. I think also making sure that the services and the types of education that they would like to see for their future families, that those things exist in our state.
Biss and Wallace believe their policies set them apart from their Democratic opponents.
Combined, Daniel and I have over a decade of experience with state government. We understand how to work within the confines. I don't think that there's any other ticket that has that type of experience. In fact, I know there's no other ticket that has that type of experience.
We should have a governor who lives a normal life and understands normal struggles.
And Representative Wallace questions the past actions of the other Democratic candidates running in the race.
Well, I want to know where they were while Daniel and I were fighting this current administration. Where were you when people tried to dismantle collective bargaining in the state of Illinois? Where were you when higher education received massive 60+% cuts to its funding?
Now, the other Democratic candidates running on the Democratic side are J.B. Pritzker, Chris Kennedy, Bob Diber, and Teal Hardeman. On the Republican side, incumbent Governor Bruce Rauner officially announced last month he's seeking re-election for a second term. Also on the ballot are Jeannie Ives and William Kelly. But all candidates must get at least 5,000 signatures by December 4th to officially be on the ballot. The general election is next November, and the primary is March 20th. Danny and Jennifer, I can tell you, if Wallace and Biss were to win, Wallace would be the first African American to serve as Lieutenant Governor of Illinois.
There could be some history there. Thanks, Devin. If you've driven past Hardee's on West Jackson Street, you've noticed equipment being carried out of Hardee's. That Hardee's closed down the Macomb location Monday morning. A sign on the door encourages customers to continue eating their food at other local locations in Bushnell and Carthage.
Also, a staple of the downtown square is closing its doors. The Diamond Den has been open for almost 40 years, and owner Sue Melton has decided it's time to retire and close the store. The store will be having discounts and deals to help clean out the store. Employees say this is a great time to come to the store and buy gifts for the holiday season. The last day customers are able to shop is December 24th, this Christmas Eve.
An update on a story we brought you a few weeks ago. The historic Maid-Rite building that was located right off the square is now demolished. The property is now owned by the city and plans are still under discussion. The property will most likely be transformed into a green space according to the City Development Office.
In more local news, a Macomb man is in custody after police say they found a large amount of drugs in his home. Police responded to a complaint of a fight going on near the 500 block of North Randolph Street in Macomb. Police say that the fight involved a firearm, and when they arrived with a search warrant, expected to investigate the fight. But police found something else. Officers say they found 299 grams of cannabis along with a digital scale and packaging material. Police arrested Delrico Nelson since the cannabis and paraphernalia were found in his home. Police say he has a history of drug-related crimes. Shannon and Stacy Smith and DeMarcus Penn were arrested on other charges. Nelson was charged with 2 counts of aggravated battery and possession, manufacturing, or delivery of cannabis. He's being held in McDonough County Jail pending trial. The others were arrested and released on charges of aggravated assault and battery.
WIU President Jack Thomas is hosting more informal meetings to continue his efforts to maintain positivity within the community. Following last month's successful brown bag lunch conversation, President Thomas will be hosting another conversation tomorrow from noon till 1 in the University Union Braden Lounge. President Thomas encourages students and the local community to come and ask questions. Bag lunches will be provided to those who come. This will be the second brown bag conversation following last month's. Additional conversations will be scheduled for the spring 2018 semester.
Macomb City Council is being proactive for the coming winter. Council members are making the last steps to finalizing sidewalk snow removal from Collins Excavating. City Administrator Dean Torrenson said that when large snows occurred in Macomb, people will walk on the roads on Jackson and North Lafayette Street. So the city has made a contract with Collins Excavating to remove the snow from the sidewalk and haul the snow away. Torrenson says the contract will be a $1,200 per inch of snow as needed, covering all of Jackson Street and North Lafayette to Pierce Street. Final action will take place next week at City Council. Count on News 3 to bring you the results from the meeting.
Coming up on News 3 Live at 4, over the weekend, Macomb celebrates some important members of the annual Flags of Love event. A lot of red, white, and blue in Chandler Park this Veterans Day weekend. Find out what that means ahead. I think just working with everybody in the newsroom, everybody has such a great camaraderie. All the opportunities that I've been given here have just been amazing to expand on that resume. I try not to beat myself up on the mistakes I make because there's so many opportunities. Just giving that experience, and this is how I got to do things in the real world, is really what the broadcasting and journalism department has done for me. When you have a really good show and that everybody nailed it, I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the world.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you!
She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand!
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I want to be able to stand in front of the camera and tell people the story of what the weather's going to be like that day, or be able to tell people, hey, there's something coming your way, you need to take cover, you need to watch out. And being able to stand in front of a camera and tell not only people who are directly involved but their family members as well, like, this is what's going on. It's been very important to me because, you know, being in those situations where you are relying on the news to tell you what's going on. And I like to be a part of that and helping people with that.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
A Macomb tradition to honor veterans and lost soldiers has reached its 40th anniversary this year.
3 remaining veterans, all founders of the Flags of Love Project, were honored during the weekend. Here are more as News 3's Terrence Black with a look at the event.
Danny, Jennifer, over 800 flags flew over Chandler Park this Veterans Day to honor local armed service members. The idea began more than 40 years ago, and I spoke to the men who came up with the idea and community members to find out what this project means to them.
It makes Chandler Park just gorgeous. Middle of the downtown square, middle of the park.
The American flag is inspiring and symbolic for many families in the Macomb community. The flags are put up several times a year in the downtown park, but few people know why they are flown and how this tradition started.
We started this project 40 years ago, and it went from 1 flag up to 852 flags.
Flags of Love was organized in 1977 by a veterans committee. They envisioned a more active community in supporting veterans and honoring those who died in the line of duty.
You can see how many people are out here. It's all volunteers. Nobody gets paid for it, and they always have more people than they need every time.
These volunteers came to Chandler Park Veterans Day morning to display over 800 flags. Each flag represents a friend or loved one who served in the American Armed Forces.
We have friends and family that were killed in Vietnam that are on the wall in Washington, and so I'm kind of doing this for their memory too.
This year was the 40th anniversary of Flags of Love, and to make this Veterans Day memorable, the remaining organizers were honored for making their vision in 1977 a success in 2017.
We can't tell you how much we appreciate it, gentlemen. This is something that people all across the Midwest talk about. It's what makes Macomb special.
When I saw the press release for this, that was when I learned that my grandpa, Bill Wayland, was part of the original committee 40 years ago who came up with the idea to start doing Flags of Love.
After 9 hours, the flags are taken down and stored until the next holiday.
I love seeing the flags. I always have, because I knew how hard my grandpa worked to make this happen.
Robert Anstein is an Air Force veteran and one of the remaining organizers of Flags of Love.
I am just thrilled that the community would support a project like that, and the younger people and the new people in the community are willing to be a part of it.
Each flagpole has a name inscribed onto it to memorialize lost loved ones. The Flags of Love Committee says there will be no more room for new flags in Chandler Park, but the committee plans on putting names on bricks surrounding the park's fountain to honor more veterans. Jennifer, Danny, back to you.
Thank you, Terrence. We are almost 1 week away from Thanksgiving. The WIU ROTC Rifle Club is hosting their annual turkey shoot. This event is raising money towards the organization. If you would like to participate, you can buy 1 target for $1 and 6 targets for $5. The turkey shoot begins at 10 a.m. tomorrow in Horribin Hall, room 102. Students will soon be moving out of residence halls and heading home for the Thanksgiving break. More of this week's weather conditions ahead.
I was born in St. Charles, Missouri, and grew up with my mom and dad and my younger sister. Funniest or most terrifying? I used to get in trouble for laughing on air, and one day we had someone kind of come in and straighten me out a little bit, if that makes sense, and everybody got a pretty good kick out of that one. My favorite thing about News 3 is probably how close we can get in a learning environment to the real world, not only from great things like this studio to the production room and even our writing lab. It's almost like what the professionals use.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be tornado next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Create your success at Western Illinois University. Automatic scholarships and affordable education and more are all yours at Western Illinois University. Apply today at wiu.edu.
Good afternoon and welcome back, Macomb. We're looking at temperatures sitting at about 49 degrees right now. Very cloudy skies. Winds are out of the south-southeast at 10 miles per hour, making it feel a little bit chillier out than it actually is. Relatively high humidity at 65% with a dew point currently sitting at 38 degrees. Looking at the almanac, normally our temperatures are in the lower 50s and then the lower 30s for our highs and lows. But we're actually sitting at around 49 and 45. So though our high and low temperatures don't vary, we are still below average. However, we've gotten to a high of 77 on this day before, and we've gotten to a low of 5 degrees. Looking now at your Midwest weather tracker, plenty of clouds into our area as we saw all day today. And you see the satellite fading. That means that the sunset has begun on the East Coast. Looking now at our water vapor, not too much moisture in the air, not enough to cause any rain right now, but we're going to be seeing some showers late into the evening tonight. Looking now at some regional temperatures, again, currently sitting at 49 degrees here in Macomb, 52 in Beardstown, and 52 in Quincy. Tonight, we're going to see our lows dip down into the mid to upper 40s with 45 degrees here in Macomb, 47 over in Quincy, and 45 up in Burlington. And then tomorrow, we're going to see our temperatures warming up a little bit with a high of 55 degrees here in Macomb, 54 in Burlington, and 57 down in Quincy. And then tomorrow night, our temperatures are going to dip down well below freezing with 26 degrees here in Macomb, 29 in Beardstown, and 29 in Springfield. Again, tonight we're going to see a chance for some rain with a low of 45 degrees, winds out of the south at 12 miles per hour. That rain's going to be starting well into our evening around midnight, and it's going to carry on into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow we're going to see a high of 55 degrees with winds out of the west-northwest at 17 miles per hour. Tomorrow's going to be extremely windy, so you'll really want those jackets. Then for your 5-day forecast, on Wednesday again, we're going to see cloudy skies, high of 55, low well below freezing though. Thursday, we're going to see some partly cloudy skies with a high of 44. Friday is our chance for some rain and possibly damaging winds. We'll have a look at that later on this week with a high of 51. Then on Saturday, those showers from Friday are carrying into that morning as people are heading to the train with a high of 44 degrees. Sunday, sunny, high of 41.
Well, it looks like, Molly, you know, with the temperature and the rain coming through, I might need to pull out my rain jacket and my rain boots out. But you know where it's not raining at? Inside Western Hall.
It's not. And Jen, there was a busy weekend inside Western Hall. In addition to the season opener last night for Macomb High girls basketball in its own tournament, see the debut of Zach Keene's new system, and bring out the Gatorade to celebrate again. The Leathernecks find themselves, or celebrate NEWS3, WIU.com. The Leathernecks are one game closer to the FCS playoffs. Highlights from Indiana State and elsewhere next on Live at 4.
Do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
I learned broadcasting for 3 years in high school, so towards my senior year, I was pretty much invested in wanting to pursue a career. And I do enjoy it now, but I'm searching for a way to make sure that it's something that I want to pursue after college. That way, I'll be able to wake up every day and say, this is something I want to do, this is something that I love, this is something that I can teach, I can spread, I can affect people with.
never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back to Live at 4. Macomb High girls basketball has a new style of play commonly known as the Grinnell system, and Monday night was the first test of it in the 2017 Lady Bomber Classic opener. A lot of hype surrounding the new run and gun style, but it's finally time to begin the season against Pekin. A lot of turnovers by both teams in this ball game. Here's one of them, Sophie Whitford on the fast break to Jordan Hare, hoop and the harm for the first points of the season. In the first quarter, the Dragons' shooting was spotty, but Taylor Goss nailed the baseline, Jay. The Bombers will rely a lot on the three ball this year. Here's one from Nicole Lester early on in the second. MHS trailing 12-7. A couple minutes later, how about another triple from straight on? This time it's Lexi Leeser. Bombers down 14-11. First half coming to an end. Hare inbounds to Whitford, who buries the wing tray at the buzzer, narrowing the gap to 20-19 at half. Pekin, with only 7 active players, still managed to pull away in the second half. Maddie Cash steals it and finishes it on the other end, coast to coast. Cash cashes in another layup as the baskets got easier and easier for the Dragons. The Lady Bombers dropped their season opener 63-39 in the debut of the MHS version of the Grinnell 5-in, 5-out system. The Lady Bomber Classic continues tomorrow night at 8 with Macomb facing Pleasant Plains. Western Illinois football was seeking 6 road wins in a season for the first time in program history on Saturday at Missouri Valley bottom dweller Indiana State. Leatherneck head coach Charlie Fisher ready to make some history. Western only led 3-0 after the first quarter, but just 2 minutes into quarter two, Sean McGuire finds Adam Conrady in the corner on a 21-yard TD pass. We are in super slow-mo again for these highlights, apparently. The Leathernecks fired, though, on all cylinders. McGuire shovels it to Steve McShane off to the end zone. This is slowed down, but still look at how fast he is speeding into the end zone. 24-0 WIU towards the end of the first half. At the break, Western led 31-0 and then make it 38-0 in the final minutes of the third. McGuire tosses it to his friend Tyler Slammons for another score. Slams of his first collegiate college touchdown catch. And the same would be for Darren Wheeler. He reels it in from Leatherneck backup quarterback Connor Sampson in the fourth. Western blows out the Sycamores 45-0. The first shutout recorded by WIU since 2010. The Leathernecks at 9th in the nation are in the hunt for a first-round bye in the playoffs, but they need to get past Southern Illinois this Saturday at Hanson Field to have a chance. Busy weekend inside Western Hall. Dalen Ankrum leading WIU basketball in its season opener. Loose ball, and Dalen Ankrum is a high flyer, showing it here at the slam. Hang up there, big fella. Brandon Gilbeck, as a junior, stepping into the post of a two-handed jam in the first half. St. Mary's of Minnesota, though, stayed in it in the first half. A Division III school. The Cardinals take it away, and Jacob Bailey scores on the lead pass, keeping the gap close. Waning seconds of the first half. D'Lo Brewster on the move, misses the layup, but Gilbeck is there to tap it back in at the buzzer. 47-43, Leathernecks at half, much closer than WIU wanted it. Early on in the second half, no-look pass from C.J. Duff to Dalen Ankrum with another stuff. Later, Ankrum lobs it to Gilbeck, count it and one, as the Leathernecks started to pull away. Gilbeck breaks out for 31 points in a 62-point Western second half, and the ultimate blowout, 109-68 of Division III St. Mary's. The Leathernecks prepare for rival Eastern Illinois Wednesday night at 7 inside Western Hall. Back to Western Hall on Sunday afternoon. Shaylin Greenhaw, one of the 3 seniors honored. Middle of the first set, Greenhaw and Steckler team up for the emphatic block. Tied at 24, Jamie Johnson, Emily Decken for the kill from the right side. Then at set point, Cassie Hunt will bump it over to Eliza Washington. She muscles it over. The Leathernecks take set 1, 26-24. The Pioneers won the next 2 sets. In the fourth game, Ellie Anderson bumps it over for the point. WIU trying to stay alive. Johnson to Steckler, the spike deflected over. Western, though, still trailing 22-19. Match point. Steckler is blocked by Tina Bowe. Denver claims set 4, 25-20, and the match 3-1. It came down to the final game of the season, but Western Illinois is officially eliminated from Summit League tournament contention. Kelly Richardson and the Leathernecks finished the 2017 campaign at 8-20 overall. After defeating Kansas City 90-71 on Friday night, it was time to celebrate last season's historic accomplishments for Western Illinois women's basketball. Emily Clemens receiving her Summit League championship ring, and the banners were unveiled for the Summit League regular season title and NCAA tournament appearance last season. To the game that afternoon against Illinois College, loose ball, and this is run and gun basketball, Leatherneck style. Michelle Farrow to Clemens, drops a dime to Taylor Hanneman, laying it off glass. It was the Olivia Kaufman show on Sunday. Sam Pryor dumps it to Kaufman, who converts on the easy layup. Then Kaufman on the drive spins it up and in with her left hand. And folks, this isn't a replay. Another strong drive by Kaufman, carving up the Lady Blue defense. Still in the first quarter, Kaufman can dish it out to, this time to the freshman Grace Gilmore, burying the triple. The Leathernecks went on a 28-0 run in the opening quarter. WIU dominates 122-40 over IC. 82 points is the third largest margin of victory in program history. Career high 24 points from the Jacksonville native Kaufman. The Leathernecks are back in action tonight inside Western Hall at 7 against NAIA foe William Woods. That's sports. Final word is next.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But
Danny Fry. Danny Fry. Danny Fry.
Candidate.
Can I get a D?
But I've been working double shifts just to
Can I
pay
get
for
an A?
books. I've been
Can I
raising
get
my
an
two
N?
little
N?
brothers.
Why?
I'm determined.
Danny Fry.
Motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
I started to think about doing broadcasting my freshman year. I started calling some football games for the freshman football team. My high school didn't really have a broadcasting program like some do, and so a lot of my stuff was just PA for different sports, for basketball, for volleyball. And my mom signed me up for a visit to come to Western on a Discover Western Day. And I walked through the doors of the rec center, and Buzz Hoon shook my hand and said, "Zach Stone, I've seen all your footage, I know who you are, and you belong here." And that's what really makes WIU feel like home.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
A Thanksgiving meal will be served on the WIU campus. Canabla Cafe will be serving a Cornish hen and several side dishes.
Ooh, a Cornish hen. The cafe is located at the Canabla Hall, room 239. Meals are $6 each and include a dessert and a drink. The meal will be served tomorrow from 11:45 to 12:45 in the afternoon. What's the weather going to be looking like for those people stuffing their bellies, Molly?
Well, it's looking pretty warm a little bit this week. Upper 50s, mid 40s. We're going to be watching Friday, though. We have a possibility of some thunderstorms that day when everyone's trying to leave to go home for break. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that this week.
All right, thank you, Molly. That's all for us today.
But we are online all the time.
Stay up to date with us, News3WIU.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search our handle, News3WIU. You can also search for us on YouTube and subscribe.
Thank you for joining us again this evening.
From all of us at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.